we good? 10's good?
Yep. All right, thank you for coming. I can give you some brief details in relation to a homicide that occurred here in Albert Street, Murray Bridge last night, but there's a number of things for operational reasons I can't disclose at this early stage. What I can tell you is that a 57-year-old female occupant from this address was found shortly after 8 p.m. last night with significant injuries, which led us to the inescapable conclusion that this person had been murdered by somebody a short time prior. Just after 8 p.m, a person walking their dog along here saw a man attempting to kick in the door at the house, and that person went away, accessed a telephone and called the police, who attended a short time later. The police that arrived found the deceased at the premises. Between then and shortly after 9 p.m, there was a number of sightings of the male person who is known to police. The last confirmed sightings were at Elizabeth and Railway Terrace at Murray Bridge at about 9 p.m, or just shortly afterwards. The male, when he was last seen, was wearing a faded red t-shirt and jeans and no shoes, but we have no information about what the man would be wearing at the moment. We do know that he's about 44 years old, Caucasian appearance, average build, and he's balding with very short hair around the sides and back, and possibly a rat's tail hanging at the back of his head. And we do know that a number of people know who's responsible for this murder and have knowledge of who this person is. We'd encourage the man, if he's watching, or his friends if they have contact with him, to either through family and friends or through a solicitor contact the police and come in and give himself up, because it won't go away, and it's better that he does, as I say, get advice and come in and surrender to the police as early as possible. Also, there may be people who know the identity of this person. We'd encourage them not to approach him, but to ring police immediately if he's seen.
What was that man's relationship to
I don't know that quite clearly, but we believe there is a relationship with the house, but it's not a de facto or a domestic situation. I can't tell you anything about the weapon or the manner of death at this stage for operational reasons. Our forensic response team is still in the house. They'll be there for a considerable period of time. There's a number of locations where the person was seen. Those need to be searched. We have Star Group officers coming up and a search coordinator. A little bit later this morning there'll be a team of local SES people joining to conduct some searches in a number of areas, and we'll let you know where that's going to be. And then we've also got police making inquiries to locate the offender, and other groups of police taking statements, interviewing people.
Is investigating any links to drug trade in relation to this?
Look, I think it's too early to speculate about what the reason for the murder is. The truth of it is we don't know the reason for the murder at the moment.
Was the woman or the man known to police? The victim and the person?
Yes. The man is known to police, local police who know him quite well.
So you know the man's identity that you confirmed?
Yes, we do.
And was the woman known to police? Did she ever report it?
I'm not going to talk about the woman, but she is known to police.
Will you release a photograph of the man that you see?
We'll see how the investigation goes this morning and make sure that there's no issues around identification, and that'll be something to consider later in the day.
Do you consider him dangerous?
The man obviously committed a brutal murder a short time ago within the last 24 hours and is currently fleeing, and really anybody in that situation is dangerous and shouldn't be approached by anybody.
So when you say brutal, it means that it's quite obvious the crime scene that this was a terrible way to go.
Yeah, certainly any person who discovered that crime scene would be left with no doubt that it was a deliberate murder of the lady. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Good, 10's good.
All right, thanks for coming. I can give you some brief details in relation to a homicide that occurred here in Albert Street, Murray Bridge last night. number of things for operational reasons I can't disclose at this early stage. What I can tell you is that a 57-year-old female occupant from this address was found shortly after 8 p.m. last night with significant injury. An arrest warrant was issued early this afternoon for the arrest of Travis Kirchner for the murder of Sally Rothe on Sunday night. Information has now been provided to all law enforcement agencies across Australia, and we've had people in other states making inquiries for us. Pamphlets have been distributed throughout the southeast and the Riverland area to various businesses where we believe he may go into if he's in fact travelling. There's been 75 premises identified, mostly in Murray Bridge, but also throughout the state and some interstate, of which over 60 have been searched or people interviewed. Those searches and interviews will continue into the night today and in the coming days. I can say that most of those searches are focused on those people in the Murray Bridge area that are associated in the drug scene, and those searches will continue and will be relentless in going to those premises until we find Travis. So I'd encourage people in this community that might know his whereabouts to contact police, and the attention on them will stop also. We have no evidence that he has left Murray Bridge. There has been sightings as far away as Alice Springs on the Gold Coast and in Victoria, but we've been able to discount each and every one of those sightings. As I say, most of the searches have been in Murray Bridge, but we've also done some farming communities in the Pondy, Manham areas, and they haven't been successful. We know that Travis doesn't have a car that he's been using. He has limited money, and he is a user of obviously illicit drugs. We have no doubt that he's been harboured or assisted by people so that he can avoid being on the streets and being seen. We'd encourage any of those people to rethink their positions. This is a person that has basically beat an elderly lady to death, and he needs to be held accountable for what he's done. As well, people should not put themselves in a position where they may be arrested for impeding or harbouring Travis, because the penalties for that include the same that Travis faces, and that's life imprisonment. I would encourage people to ring Crime Stoppers. We've had quite a number of calls to Crime Stoppers, and we've had 25 calls to the police number for various sightings and information. We've also been in contact with Travis's family, and we've spoken to his sister Tracy, and Tracy wants to make this appeal to to Travis. So Travis, if you're watching, these are the words from your sister Tracy, and I encourage you to listen to them and consider what Tracy's had to say. Detective Arcott will read out something for the family.
Travis, I'm really worried about what has been going on over the past few days, and I want you to hand yourself into police. Please give me a ring. We can meet somewhere and we can go in together to sort this out. I'm not sure what happened on Sunday night, but the longer it goes on, the harder it will be. I'm worried about where you are and just want you to come in safely. No matter what has happened, you are my brother, I love you, and I'm really worried about you. Please come in so I know you're safe.
I'm happy to take a few questions. I guess we never know for certain, but what I can say is there's absolutely no evidence to indicate that he has left. We're continuing to pursue all lines of inquiry that we can. Some of those inquiries and information we've received has taken us into Adelaide and into the northern suburbs, but again in those areas we have no confirmation of him. He doesn't have a car, he has limited means, he has no income. The most likely scenario is that he's still being assisted by people who know him. But we've got an open mind and we're continuing to explore all options. They're all part of that, the victim and Travis are part of, I guess, the illicit drug community in Murray Bridge, but we're not certain that that's the cause. We do have our own theory on what we believe the motive is, but again, that's not 100% sure, so I won't comment on that publicly.
How relentless are police going to be as they continue to search for Travis?
We've committed a lot of resources since the day of the murder. It's been a 24-hour operation. We have additional resources coming in to support Murray Bridge Police. They'll be here on a 24-hour basis, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll keep doing what we do until we find him, and we'll believe that the community will be a lot safer once Travis comes in. That's the plan at this stage, and basically for as long as it takes.
Will you go back and revisit some of these 70 odd that you've already gone through?
Yeah, we've started revisiting some of the people today, and we're getting fresh information along the way. We know the last confirmed sighting of him was about 11 p.m. on Sunday night. We had a couple of people who've seen him on the Sunday night. So as of then, he was here, but there seems to be no explanation past about 11 p.m. on Sunday night.
What about roadblocks? Have you started setting up any of those outside of Murray Bridge?
No, for this particular job, roadblocks wouldn't have been suitable. It was a consideration, but it was discounted early on. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.